Thank you so much for joining me. To begin, please find a nice comfortable position where you can totally relax and immerse yourself into this world. Take a nice, full, slow, deep breath in and let your eyes drift closed. Take another full inhale, filling your lungs entirely, and exhale, letting everything go. Again, a nice big deep inhale from your belly, and release all tension on your exhale. Just let any thoughts come and go, and bring focus to your breath. And I want you to imagine a deer of light appears in the room that you are in. It is a Patronus charm, a very powerful incantation. The Patronus is here to protect you throughout this meditation and help heal you. It gives out a bright light that engulfs your entire physical body. It is filling you with peace and protection as you go on your journey. Set your intention now for this meditation to be for your highest and greatest good only. You also feel this light absorbing and taking away any physical pain, any stress that is affecting you negatively. Release all the tension from your muscles. Take another full deep breath. The deer of light disappears, and on your next exhale, you find yourself sat on the pavement outside of the Dursley household with your big trunk to take to Hogwarts. It is nighttime, and speedily from around the corner, a big blue double-decker bus appears in front of you. A conductor is stood on the steps of the open doorway. He asks if you would like to board. You nod your head. He tells you to climb in and that he will grab your trunk and bring it on. On the bus, there are beds with witches sleeping in them. The conductor tells you that this is the night bus, and he is going to take you to the Leaky Cauldron in London. The night bus is very interesting. It has a large chandelier dangling from the middle of the bus from the top deck. It is a very bumpy, fast, exhilarating ride. You are whizzing in between traffic, completely invisible. It goes so fast that everything around you looks like a blur. All of a sudden, the bus comes to a fast halt. You thank the driver and the conductor and pull your trunk into the Leaky Cauldron. As you walk inside, you see on the long center table is a large, beautiful white owl. It is Hedwig. You pet his head. He is very happy to see you. Ron and Hermione and the rest of the Weasley family enter the Leaky Cauldron. They all give you a big hug and ask if you're ready to go back to Hogwarts. Ron tells you to close your eyes and take a deep breath. When you open your eyes, you are stood on platform 9 3/4 with lots of witches and wizards moving around you. You board the train with Hedwig and the trunk. The three of you find a compartment. It is raining outside. You each watch the rain and take deep, full belly breaths to the sound of the rain hitting the window and the movement of the train. Inhaling, exhaling, slowly and purposefully. It is very relaxing, the motion of the train. The train then comes to a stop and all of the lights go out on the train. The lights then come back on and you are stood in the great hall. There are hundreds of candles lit, floating by themselves in the air. It is spectacular. There is a choir set up on the stage at the front, and their song is incredible. It's very enchanting. They are all holding toads. At the end of their song, they disperse back to their seats, and Dumbledore is stood in their spot behind a tall golden lectern. It has a beautiful golden owl with his wings outstretched on the front. All of your favorite teachers are lined up behind him. Dumbledore tells you that this meditation will be about confronting your fears. He knows that you will succeed and rid yourself of any negative energies. He then dismisses you all. You are then in the dormitory, in your bed. You look out of the window and see a large whomping willow tree that looks like it is taking deep breaths. You then see a beautiful bluebird fly past your window and around the castle below you. The next day, you leave the dormitory quite refreshed and go to the top of the stairs of one of the towers for your lesson with Professor Trelawney. She is very happy to see you. She hands you an empty teacup with black tea leaves forming a shape across the bottom. She tells you that it is a personal symbol for you to heal your spirit, to take with you as a protection. You thank her for this symbol. The next lesson of the day is with Hagrid in the forest. The whole class is walking with you into the forest. Ron and Hermione are next to you. You are stood in an open clearing by the lake. It is beautiful. Hagrid tells you all to prepare yourselves. He brings out from behind the trees a very remarkable creature called a hippogriff. It is a mythical blue creature called Buckbeak. Hagrid tells you that if Buckbeak bows to you, then you are allowed to approach him. Hagrid then calls on you first to approach. Ron and Hermione cheer you on. You stand about 10 feet away and slowly bow to Buckbeak. He smiles and returns your bow. Hagrid then tells you that you may ride on him. He lifts you up and places you on Buckbeak's back. Buckbeak then breaks out into a run and takes off into the sky. His wings are enormous as they soar across Hogwarts. You both fly around the castle, over fields and trees, and then fly over the humongous lake. You get low enough to the lake for Buckbeak's claw to touch the water. You let go of his back and let your arms outstretch. This is the freest you have ever felt. This is perfect. You feel so mindful, experiencing the air, the movement, the feathers, the freedom. Buckbeak then brings you back to where the rest of the class and Hagrid are awaiting your return. He lands, and Hagrid helps you off. Buckbeak then bows to you, and you bow back. Ron and Hermione are so excited for you, even Draco. Ron and Hermione then lead you to the edge of the lake. You see Hedwig fly over your shoulder and across the lake. As Hedwig flies, the weather changes from fall to winter, and snow forms on the mountain tops. And as Hedwig continues to fly around the castle and the grounds, snow covers Hogwarts very heavily. It is magical. Ron and Hermione lead you up to the snowy courtyard where Fred and George are building a snowman and having snowball fights with the other students. You join them, throwing a snowball at Ron. Ron then throws one at Hermione. This is so much fun. Fred and George then pull you aside. Fred is holding a large piece of parchment for you. It is a map. It is a very special map where you can see where everyone is in the castle. You open one of the pages and see Professor Dumbledore's feet moving around in his study. You thank Fred and George and take off down one of the corridors to explore. You keep your head buried in your map. You see a name come up on the map that's walking towards you. It says Professor Lupin. In 10 steps or so, Professor Lupin is then stood in front of you. He says, "Hello," and you fold the map away and place it in your pocket. The professor then tells you that he has something to show you, and you follow him into one of the classrooms. This particular classroom has tall iron stands with candles in them all around the room. The professor clicks his fingers just above each of the candles, and it lights. There is also a large trunk in the corner of the room. He tells you that inside the trunk is something called a boggart. It is a creature that will appear as your biggest fear. Professor Lupin wants you to think of one of your happiest memories. And when you do, a light will come from the end of your wand and defeat your fear. All you have to do is deeply believe in yourself. Fill your heart entirely up with so much love that fear simply cannot exist there anymore. You tell him that you're ready, and Professor Lupin lifts open the trunk, and out floats something that you need to release your grip on. You take a nice deep breath and think of a joyful, happy memory. You are living this memory right now, as if your emotions are experiencing it right now. As this memory floods your entire system, the brightest light you have ever seen comes out the end of your wand. It becomes the shape of an animal you feel most connected to. It is spectacular. It is so bright and amazing. Your animal charm completely engulfs your fear and pushes it back. You wholeheartedly believe in your power to defeat this. Your fear will never win. The light makes the boggart smaller and smaller and smaller until it completely disappears into nothing. The light then fades away from your wand. Professor Lupin is overjoyed. You are overjoyed. He pats you on your back. You pull the map out of your pocket and thank the professor. You go back to the corridor feeling lighter, stronger, elated. You then come to a bridge within the castle that goes across a part of the lake. It is beautiful, magical, and all the snow has now disappeared. It is a perfect green everywhere. The mountains, the forest, the water is a perfect blue. The map then tells you that Sirius Black is walking towards you. You look down the bridge and see a large black dog stood there. You ask if the dog is Sirius Black, your godfather. The dog nods his head and transforms into a man with long dark hair. He walks towards you and looks incredibly happy to see you. He holds you gently on both of your shoulders, and you can feel a great deal of love and care coming from him. He tells you that he saw your Patronus charm, and that only a very powerful witch or wizard could do something like that. That you hold a great deal of strength and love inside you. He tells you to never forget how truly powerful you really are. You thank him and walk with him to the courtyard. Ron and Hermione are stood there with Buckbeak. Sirius tells you that he must leave now, but he will see you very soon. He jumps onto Buckbeak's back. You pet Buckbeak on the nose and thank him for his ride and guidance. Buckbeak then takes off with Sirius Black on his back in the air. You thank Ron and Hermione for their guidance too. They smile and give you a hug. You then walk through one of the archways in the courtyard, and on the other side is the room in which you lay or sit. On your exhale, slowly return yourself back into your physical body. Become aware of the time and space you are in now. Any sounds and smells in the room. Become aware of your heartbeat, of your breath. Place one hand on your heart and one on your belly so you can feel the movement of your physical. Then put some energy back into your fingers and your toes. Give them a wriggle. Then give some of your muscles a really good squeeze. And release and let go, putting some energy back into them. We are then going to close this meditation with 2 nice cleansing breaths together. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale, letting it go. On your next exhale, make sure you exhale with a sigh. Make sure you make a noise on the way out. Bring yourself back to this earth. Take a nice big inhale. Let it go. And very slowly open your eyes and smile. Thank you very much for joining me. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you.